Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, man, we got a video about Rebound Rewind, which is becoming one of my favorite channels on YouTube, by the way. Like, I love just, like, their presentation and everything as far as their NBA discussions go, so it's really cool. But this video is the top 50 NBA players right now, man. Now, by right now, this video is actually about 2 months old, so it's from, like, the beginning of the season, but I thought it'd be fun to, to go through it, see what their list is looking like, see how it's aged, in the first 2 months of the season and everything, kind of go from there. So let's check it out, man.
The 2021-2022 NBA season is right underway, and to celebrate, the Game Day has ranked the top
My internet be trash right now, by the way.
100 players heading into this season.
It's
my job to visualize the top 50 players heading into this season, but if you want to see their full top 100 list, all you gotta do is click that top link down below or head on over to thegameday.com to read the full top 100 list.
There we go.
Game Day is a new sports and sports betting media company built for today's fans.
All right.
Note about this list: injured players like Kawhi Leonard or Jamal Murray will not be a part of it.
As they shouldn't be.
Without further ado, let's rebound onto that list. 50th place, Buddy Hield. Buddy is a solid starter who can give you 16 points per game. If he
needs a new team
or played better defense, he would have ranked higher. 49th place, Tobias
Toby,
Harris.
okay, at 49.
Never made an all-star team, but offensively, he does play near that level at his best.
He should have been on an all-star team by now.
Best player on his team, and he's an average defender. 48th place, Jeremy Grant. Jeremy is a solid
Grant. Oh, you got better than Toby, though, so I guess that's some respect. I really like Tobias Harris, so okay. I'll take it.
But he's clearly better offensively, as he can easily give you 20 points per game on any given night. He is somewhat injury prone, and if he was a more efficient scorer, he would have ranked higher. 47th place, Christian Wood. Wood is like a slightly more efficient version of Grant. He takes less shots per game, but gives you roughly the same amount of points in return. He is an injury prone player as well. This is his.
Damn, we got the last 3 Piston forwards on the team.
46th place, Nikola Vucevic. Nikola is certainly an all-star level talent. It's hard to say how well he will continue to mesh with the Bulls. He's no longer the centerpiece like he was with the Magic, but he's definitely a great starting center.
Third option on a championship team.
DeAndre is about to enter his 4th season, and he's got a lot to be excited about. He's a good two-way player and an underrated rim protector. If he continues to improve his game, I can see him make an all-star team in the near future. 44th place, Gordon Hayward. Gordon is a great offensive talent who has improved his three-point shot. He can easily give you 20 points a night. He's an average defender, and you can argue
bitch-ass contract, though.
Before his leg injury in 2017. 43rd place, Michael Porter Jr. With Jamal Murray injured, Michael Porter Jr. has some big shoes to fill this upcoming season.
And he did not fill. Now, with that being said, though, I know he had like the back injury and stuff. I think that's been lingering too. I think a big reason why he was playing so bad before he was. I think he's out for the season now, isn't he? Was that like maybe it's indefinitely?
Going
but
to be his 3rd healthy season, and he's proven to be a great offensive player who can easily give you 19 points per game. 42nd place, Brandon Ingram. Brandon is a solid two-way player.
Man's been killing on the Pelicans lately.
And can easily
averaging like 30 a game.
3 points per game. If he was a better rebounder and shot blocker, he may have ranked higher. 41st place, Pascal Siakam. Pascal at his best is an all-star.
What y'all think of K top 25?
Over 21 points per game and was a most improved player. If he can manage to play a full season, then he's got a bright future ahead of him. 40th place, Ben Simmons. Ben is a huge question mark going forward with his career. We don't really know what type of role he's going to play and how his chemistry will.
My thing with Ben Simmons is that I think Ben Simmons is probably a top 30 talent in the NBA. I think it's the ego and everything that brings him down to 40. And that's part of it, man. Like, I think when it comes to like player rankings and stuff like that, we look at skill, but there's so much more to basketball than just what you do on the basketball court. It's also, how you are as a leader off the court and everything like that. So yeah, I agree with this ranking right here. I think talent-wise, he's better than 40, but I think the full package, he's put himself in that spot.
Will affect his teammates. He has great court vision and is athletic, but lacks range or a jump shot. 39th place, LaMelo Ball. The latest rookie of the year is going to enter his 2nd season. Hopefully he doesn't have the sophomore slump.
He probably top 25, isn't he?
Both a playmaker and scorer. 38th
Way he's been
place,
playing.
Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm easily came off his best season, putting up over 21 points per game. He's a solid 2 guard who's just about average when it comes to efficiency with a PER of 16.6. If he can manage to play more than 65 games this season,
bro, has he drawn like all these pictures of the players?
He also dunked on LeBron James. That counts for something. 37th
I wish I could
place,
draw.
DeMar DeRozan. While DeMar hasn't been selected to an all All-Star game in about 3 seasons, he still plays around an All-Star level. He can consistently give you over 20 points.
Yeah, and that's why I really want to check this video out here too, just because like it's so interesting to see, like, because like DeMar's been a great player. He's been that way since the Spurs. Like, he's just been a great player. But it's so funny, like, going into the season, people didn't really like recognize, you know, how great he could have been and everything. And now he's playing, he's playing MVP basketball, right? So, and it's like he's always played great. It's just, well, now he's on a big market team like the Bulls. So
night and can play positions 2, 3, and sometimes the 4. He's a great playmaker. 36th place, CJ McCollum. CJ is the second best player on the Blazers roster, and while he's never made an All-Star team, he plays at an All-Star level. He's a great three-point shooter and plays well off Damian. He's a little undersized for the 2 position, but he makes up for that with his great shooting ability.
I've always wanted to see him play point guard.
Klay Thompson. Klay is the second best player on the Warriors roster. Coming back from both a knee and Achilles injury is hard just to say how well Klay will return to the league. And it is somewhat of a question if he can...
And I know there's people in the comments saying, you know, Kawhi and Jamal weren't listed. Why is Klay? I mean, Klay's going to be back. Like, Klay's coming back, and there's still going to be like a whole half of the season left. So I would say 35 is a good ranking spot. Like, that right there is still playing, you know, recognize how great Klay Thompson is, but also recognize, too, he hasn't played basketball in 2 years. So, yeah, he could easily make his way higher up this list.
Play at the exact same level before his major injuries. Regardless, Klay is still one of the best shooters in league history. 34th place, Kyle Lowry.
Probably top 2, right?
35, so his age is definitely a factor.
Him and Curry,
with the new team, he
2 greatest of all time.
Jimmy Butler quite well. Kyle has a great basketball IQ.
Sorry, Ray.
He's still a
Reggie.
solid scorer, putting up over 17 points per game in his last season. 33rd place, Julius Randle.
Intern J.
Really well on this New York team.
Not Dr. J, Intern J.
Best season, becoming an All-Star and winning Most Improved Player. His biggest improvement was his three-point ability, now shooting over 40% from downtown.
Yo, this music, man.
At 32nd place, we have Russell Westbrook. Westbrook is the same age as his ranking at 32.
Them eyeballs, bro.
Probably at the start of exiting his prime, but he's still an elite player and can play at an All-Star level. He just came off of yet another triple-double averaging season, and while he's likely the 3rd best player on his current team, when that said team has LeBron James and Anthony Davis, that's a compliment.
He about 4th. Give me Melo.
Fox is one of the fastest players in the league. His athleticism and scoring ability are some of his best strengths. He just came off of a 25-point per game season, and he's only 23 years old. He has a bright future ahead of him. 30th place, Ja Morant. Speaking of bright...
Yo, one of my subscribers sent me a trade proposal for De'Aaron Fox. Sadly, I'm not the GM, so I can't accept it. But I guess they're talking about De'Aaron Fox potentially getting traded. And he said he traded my Pistons De'Aaron Fox for Jeremy Grant, Killian Hayes, and a 2nd-round draft pick, man. I think I'd accept it. I'd accept that.
Futures. We have
I would definitely accept that. I would definitely. Him and Cade.
At 22, he's already the face of the Grizzlies franchise and has major potential to be the best player to wear
J.A. Morant.
At age 22, he just came off of a 19-point per game season and has really underrated passing abilities. 29th place,
MVP
Shai
caliber.
Gilgeous-Alexander.
Ja, not
While
Shea.
Shai's
Sorry.
previous season was cut off a little short, he showed a lot of promise that he's ready to take his game to the next level, shooting over 41% from 3 and 50% from the field while averaging almost 24 points per game. He's a great 2-guard who can play both ends of the court, and at age 23, he's got a bright future ahead of him. 28th place, Bam Adebayo.
Bam Adebayo.
Bam is an elite defensive
underrated
center.
center, always.
He's quite efficient with a 57% field goal percentage, and he's a solid rim protector. He's the 2nd best player on this Heat team, and said team has a lot of potential going forward. 27th place, Drew Holiday. While Drew has only made one All-Star team years ago, he's played at an All-Star level for far longer than that.
Yeah,
He's
so
a
many,
great two-way player who can
so much
defend
talent in the league.
1 through 3 and can score over 17 points per game. 26th place, Zach LaVine. Slide 8 just came off of an All-Star season, putting up over 27 points per game and shooting over 41% from 3-point range. He's an excellent offensive talent and a solid defender. At age 26, he's just about entering his prime.
He's only 26?
Chris Middleton.
Well, LaVine was damn 32 by now. Damn, bro.
But when one of his teammates is league MVP, that's a compliment. He's an All-Star caliber player and a solid two-way player who can easily give you 20 points a night. 24th place, Rudy Gobert. Rudy is one of the best defenders in league history. He's an elite rim protector and post defender. He's an above-average offensive player, but it's his defense that carries him into the top 25. 23rd place, Domantas Sabonis. Sabonis so far is a two-time All-Star.
He's about to get traded. Pacers are going to go in the rebuild.
He just came off of his best season, putting up over 20 points per game and shooting over 53% from the field. He's also a walking double-double, averaging 12 rebounds per game.
Literally walking. He's so
Karl
slow.
Anthony Towns. Cat so far is a two-time All-Star and came off of a nearly 25 point per game season. He's the best Timberwolves player in recent memory and is a great rebounder and rim protector. He's a walking double-double and an underrated passer who, as a center, can put up nearly 5 assists per game. 25th
I know he had 5 assists.
Zion Williamson. Williamson is entering his 3rd season and already has a lot
Is
of
he, though?
reasons to be excited for his future. He just came off of a 27 point per game season and is simply a physical force to be reckoned with.
I agree with everything you said about Zion, but Zion's got to get his stuff together. Can you imagine how much y'all would be roasting me if Cade Cunningham came into the season like Zion, came into the season? Y'all would be roasting the hell out of me. Like, nobody's really because ESPN really wanted Zion to be like the next poster boy of the NBA. So there's still hopes that because they've committed so much media to him, so they're hoping that happens. But you got to get things straight.
If he improves his defensive,
too young to have some of these issues he's having.
NBA player in the very near future. 20th place, Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving has the best ball handling skills in the NBA. He's also one of the most clutch
Luke
players
Kennard
in
says
the
hello.
modern league. His defense has improved in his later years, but
he just likes to
is an
shoot. He doesn't like to
inconsistent defender. However,
dribble.
He's an elite offensive player, one of the best scorers in the game. 19th place, Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is a great two-way player. He's proven he can lead a team to the finals as the team's best player and can defend positions.
He's gonna be in the Eastern Conference Finals this year.
Sometimes the 4. Jimmy is a great two-way player and on-ball defender. 18th place, Trae Young. Trae is one of the best young NBA players, no pun intended. He's no.
That shit was intended. That was intended. That was intended for sure.
He's an excellent offensive talent. He nearly averages a double-double with 9 assists and 25 points per game. 17th place, Jaylen Brown. Jaylen just came off of his
respect to
best season
Jaylen.
yet, becoming an all-star and putting up nearly 25 points per game. He's a solid two-way player, though he is a better scorer. He shoots nearly 40% from three-point range at 39.7% and can easily guard positions 1 through 3. 16th place, Devin Booker. Devin was a major factor for the Suns making it to the finals. Some may argue that Devin is actually the best player on the Suns roster, and in the near future, he just might be.
Once again, kind of like what I was saying earlier too, about Ben Simmons. Devin Booker, I think, is the best player, the most skillful player on this basketball team. But Chris Paul, how he affects the game beyond stats and stuff, and just his presence, once again, I think equates to him being higher on the list. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just feel like that's got to be recognized more in lists. Not just the basketball skill, but also the effects on the team.
For now, being second to Chris Paul.
What do y'all think?
Speaking of Chris Paul, at 15,
right next to each other. That's fine.
CP3.
You can flip-flop them either way.
Point guards in NBA history. While Chris is past his prime physically, his basketball IQ is one of the best the game has ever seen. He still knows how to run an offense and is a very efficient player all around. 14th place, Bradley Beal. Bradley just came off of averaging 31 points per game, and now that he has even less firepower on his roster with Westbrook moving on to the Lakers, he might just be primed up for an even bigger scoring season.
Mantra's hell no, man. I got this.
Paul has
I got this, man.
To fill. Good thing George is a great two-way player who can not only score, but play elite level defense. Paul can easily guard positions 1 through 3, and sometimes...
Bro, we all call him Playoff P. We should call him Elite P. I like that. No, I don't. Playoff P sounds better. Elite P. Elite P. No.
The 4 spot.
Didn't work. I tried. Didn't work.
Player than a post defender. 12th.
I'm a much better wing eater.
Jason might actually be a dark horse candidate for MVP this season. He just came.
Bro, this video was so interesting.
Point per game season.
Man, expectations are so interesting. It just goes to show how quickly everything can just change. No disrespect to Tatum, but even that John Morant and stuff like that. It's nobody expected Ja to be this freaking amazing. It's so interesting.
easily average over 30 points per game in this upcoming season. He's a super efficient scorer and has a PER of 21.3. His efficiency is what makes him one of the best offensive talents in recent memory. 11th place, Donovan Mitchell. With great power comes great responsibility.
Oh, we got the Spider-Man in the background.
Almost cracked the top 10. The insane competition going forward is what's keeping him out, but he's only 25 and he's got a huge bright future ahead of him. He just came off of a 26 point per game season and he's proven to lead this team deep into the playoffs with the best record for his conference during the regular season.
Gotta take that next step though in the playoffs.
We have Anthony Davis. The Brow is an elite two-way player, and you can argue that he is probably the determining factor for the Lakers championship odds this season. He can protect the rim, defend the post, and for a big is a solid range shooter. Plus, he can drive to the paint on any given notice. 9th place, Joel Embiid.
Joel, okay.
Is one of the top MVP candidates for this upcoming
his
season.
face.
He's got a lot of good reasons to be. He's a big with excellent shooting range. He's a top-tier defender and one of the best two-way centers in the modern NBA. 8th place, Nikola Jokic. Nikola is the most recent MVP and deservingly so. With Jamal Murray out for this season, there's going to be a lot of...
I still think that Jimmy High Roller video I reacted to the other day about, like, statistically Jokic is literally having, like, the best season of all time. Like, go check out that video with something about when you're MVP. I don't know, man. It's one of my recent videos. So interesting.
To go around. So we could very well see a stat increase to pick up for lost opportunities. Nikola just came off of his best season, putting up 26 points per game.
He won't get MVP again, though.
Luka is another MVP.
Not because he shouldn't, but just because the story ain't there.
He's more than a jack of all trades. He's a triple-double machine, can play positions 1 through 3 with ease. He's also a solid defender and is one of the best playmakers in the game today. At 6th place, we have James Harden.
Bro, I love the buggy eyes.
Because he's on a mission to grab him a ring. James is one of the best scorers the game has ever seen, let alone in the current league. He's a former MVP and can play at an MVP caliber level. The fact that he's not the best player on his team says enough on how much potential the Nets have. 5th place, Damian Lillard.
Okay. Damian at 5.
The most underrated point guards of all time and the most underrated player in the game today.
Going to the Knicks.
He was the bubble MVP and plays at an MVP caliber level. He's in the peak of his prime and just came off of a 28 point per game season. 4th place, Steph Curry. Don't let his previous season injuries fool you. Steph is still in his prime and is still one of the greatest shooters ever. Curry is an MVP candidate and has a lot to prove that the Warriors
he's going to
are still
MVP
a
this year.
Championship level team. His shooting abilities are second to none in this league, possibly all time as well. 3rd place, LeBron James.
At 3.
LeBron is one of the greatest players of all time. It's no surprise that he's still one of the best players on the planet today. While physically,
Am I taking Curry over LeBron now? I think I am. What about you? Curry over LeBron?
he might not be in his prime. He did slim down this year and is planning to play the power forward position. He is geared up to do great things, and with his basketball IQ, the brain power
We're gonna have
this
KD
man
or
has
Giannis
is second
at
to
1.
none in the current NBA. Possibly all time as well. Second place, Giannis
at 2.
Antetokounmpo, the latest Finals MVP and one of the best players on the planet right now. Giannis is an elite two-way player who can defend all 5 positions and score on all 5 positions. He's the most recent champ and Finals MVP. The main reason why he's not number 1 on this list would be that his game does have some weaknesses. Put Giannis on the free throw line and Superman becomes mortal. He has a 68% free throw percentage.
He really is this era Shaquille O'Neal.
Kevin Durant. KD is the best player in the game today. He's the most unguardable player in the league and has pretty much 0 legitimate weaknesses. Of course, he's not the perfect
Maybe his
player,
health, I
no
guess.
one is, but KD's game is one of the only ones without a legitimate kryptonite. He's the best offensive talent in the game, and his basketball IQ is second only to LeBron James. So here's the Game Day's top 50.
Okay, yeah, I would say that was pretty interesting to watch. Just like I said, like, this was 2 months ago. So, as far as his takes at the time, I think they were pretty accurate. But, man, like, that was the point of reacting to this, was just, like, how quickly things can change. So, I thought this was really good. You know, expectations is always a thing, and really, you know, with anything in life, you can only look at history to, at least predict or speculate on the future. So, that's all we got, man. Thank you all so much for watching. Link to his channel in the description below, and peace out, my friends.